Good evening and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to some Golden Lap. We are back, guys. We're back once again playing some Golden Lap, and we're going to be playing LaBrahn Season 3. You guys know what that means? LaBrahn Season 3 is our British team, our British drivers, our attempt at getting not just the Constructors' Championship, but a Drivers' Championship with our British team. So we are going to be continuing on more or less where we left off a couple of, maybe not that long ago, maybe a couple of weeks ago, or maybe a month or so ago on the channel. I didn't actually decide to play this particular save. I didn't make that decision. What I did was I put all of my ongoing series into the old wheel spinner, and it picked LaBrahn, and I was like, you know what, that works. That works. It's only 5 episodes a season. I don't have to, it takes about 30 to 40 minutes to record. It's not a great deal of stress in between episodes. These episodes tend to get a few more comments than other series, so I can get some comments. I can engage with you guys. Hopefully, you guys enjoy the season as much as hopefully, as much as I will, but let's see. So, we're going to build our car. Last time out, I think we went experimental and we kind of regretted it. This time out, we're going to go balanced. And we're going to hopefully get ourselves a good car from that. Now, any driver changes, let's have a look. Toro Maldonado goes to the Chapman. He was at Hemlock before. Tristan Lupe and Piet Cilliers, who were... okay, so Tristan Lupe goes from the Chapman to the Wayland. George Bregman or Jorge Bregman from the Wayland to the Hemlock. So they've just rotated. Maldonado goes from Hemlock to Chapman. Lupe goes from Chapman to Wayland. And then Bregman from there to there. Albert Steiner goes from Knight, who has been replaced with Davy Fonseca. I don't know what that was. Dino Pellegrini from Pope goes to April and is replaced with Antoine Morel, who was also from Knight. So I don't remember what happened there, but we're going to go... we're going for the win, but for money reasons, I'm going to go for this one. Because it's 10, 11, 12, but I think 10, a guaranteed, potentially guaranteed, $10 per race is actually better, in my opinion. So let's take a look at our car. It's not... reliability is okay, but it's not particularly strong at the start here. First up is Spain. That looks like a bit of a power track. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to build a chassis. That is it. And I'm going to give that... I'm going to roll the dice. Literally, I'm going to roll the dice. Odds. Yeah, that makes sense. Odds is Paul Woods. Evens is Tim Morston's. The dice roll. It is a 4. It is a 4. Okay. So Tim Morston gets the slightly better chassis, therefore slightly better car. Going into race 1. I am going to build a part between races, but I'm not going to do any spying or anything like that until you guys have had a chance to kind of input, until you guys have had a chance to say this is what we should be doing, or this is what we should be doing, or something like that. So here we go. Qualifying number 1. We are in Spain for our first race of the season. And hopefully, we can just kind of have a good first race. I don't know if we'll be at the front. I don't know if we'll be at the back. I don't know who's going to be fast and who's not. I suspect the Edsolinis are going to be quick because they always seem to be. But let us wait and see. So Morstan is currently the quickest of the bunch. But there are cars who are going quicker, including Joel Ryan back there, who's got 2 purples and does go fastest. Okay, so we need to make sure that Paul Woods Oh, here we go. Here we go. The numbers game. Here we go. So, 3 for 3. 3 for 4. Oh, 4 for 4 or 5 for 4. Oh, 4 for 4. Ah, dang it. That's unfortunate. Okay, now we're going to drop down here because we're slightly lower on the steering now. And they're even, but that's a slightly better odd. And it was a 3. Good. Okay, good start. Good start. No, not really. 25 points isn't the best. Okay, now we know for a fact we're going to be on the steering on Morstan. So let's just focus on that for a second. 25. Okay, 25 again. So not really much to be said about that. It was exactly the same for both drivers. Let's go out there, put in a good lap, and see if we can keep up with Joel Ryan, who's gone 2 seconds fastest at the front of this, the start of this quali session. But Morstan is in the zone. Let's go. And is gone purple. Look at that. Okay. Okay, goes almost a second faster, but Paul Woods. Yeah, that wasn't the best. That was not the best lap from Paul Woods. Did improve, which is of course very good. Did manage to get the improvement. But still, okay, so I think I prefer this option. And again. And again. And a bit of a risky one here. But it paid off. 46. That was much, much better for Paul Woods. Very much happy with that. And again, it's just going to be focused on the steering for now. Yeah, good. 57. Almost there. So, Joel Ryan does not manage to improve, but how much can we put that down to being stuck behind another car? Pretty likely, I would say. Okay, here we go. Woods is in the zone this time. Let's get some green sectors. That's all I'm looking for. Green sectors, gradual Oh, purple. All right. All right, Paul Woods. Calm it down. He's gone purple and he goes quicker than Morstan, but not by a lot. My goodness. Now Moretti has gone purple. This is a very competitive start to this qualifying session. No doubt about it. Okay, these two are moving along at kind of like the same pace. It's not bad. It's relatively strong. We just got to focus on the steering down here. Nicely done. And now it's chassis. Oh, that was a bit of a kick in the teeth at the end there, but that's okay. Paul Woods, out you go. Tim Morstan, give it a second. Out you go. Times 2 speed. On we go. So, Levi Mack is now going purple. So, the Ezzolinis are finding their lap time. You can't really complain. That's to be expected. We know they're quick. They're always quick. More or less, they're always quick. The Chapmans are quick as well. Can we just make sure we're going green at least? I mean, Paul Woods has gone white, which shows that maybe that previous lap really was a quick one. Morstan does go into 4th. It's not bad. It's okay. It's something to be working with, and we will have to see kind of where our race pace kind of lies, where it sits. Hopefully we are still relatively... Oh, big 20. Nicely done. Okay. Chassis, all good for Paul Woods. Morstan, let's just get to work on the chassis as well. That is a very difficult start. That, again, not the best. Up to 32, but we should be able to get that done. Okay, so Moretti's gone quicker. Maldonado's relatively quick. And here we go. So, Woods and Morstan. Morstan in the zone. So, I'm going to need a good lap here, please. Provided he doesn't get stuck behind Pellegrini, which kind of looks like he is. Which is very frustrating. Yep, there it is. Managed to... Yeah, no, didn't manage to improve. I mean, Woods did manage to improve, but Morstan did not, which is... We're going to have to hope that he is feeling good on this last quali lap that he's about to run. Righto, so Moretti is actually... Look at that, Moretti has actually got the genuine quicker car. We haven't seen that in a while, I want to say, where like another team actually does have the quicker car than us. Because for the most part, we tend to, you know, we are able to build our parts and build our parts and build our parts and have a really quick car in terms of like the engine and the mechanics of the car. But then the drivers are sometimes not quite as quick. Morstan, oh, they're both stuck behind other frickin' drivers. Morstan isn't really in the zone, but has managed to put in a green. It does manage to improve, but just yeah, that was it was unlucky. It was the luck of the draw. So Morstan starts in 5th. Unfortunately, Woods has kind of been knocked down to 8th. Pellegrini, of all people, manages to get in front of him, which is a little bit of a kind of, you were blocking me off earlier, but now you're ahead of me. So that's a bit frustrating. Anyway, into the race we go. It looks like the weather is absolutely fine. We're going to go mediums for both cars. And Aaron Lloyd feels invigorated. I love to see it. We're going to watch Woods, I think, off the start. Zoom in. And already, look at that. Up into, oh my word, up into 2nd. Paul Woods, that is some start. That is how you start a frickin' season. That is how you start. We are 2nd and 3rd. Morstan's got past Maldonado. We're on that medium tyre, and we're going to basically follow the strategy of the Ezzolinis around us. If one of them behind pits, then we pit Morstan. If Moretti pits out in front, then we pit out in front. That's all right. Okay, so calm it down. Calm it down. Move that over there. We are 2nd and 3rd. That is the best start we've had in a long while playing this game. Albert Steiner has crashed in the Hemlock. That's unfortunate. We're going to go ×4 speed just to get through this yellow flag, because it's way, way, way too early to be pitting under yellow flags or anything like that. You would just be backed up into an enormous amount of traffic, which we don't really want to happen. And 2 speed, and you know what? We'll leave it on 2 speed. Let's race. Let's see what we can do. So Moretti is already significantly down the road. Driving very quick, 12 seconds up, 12.5, even more. We are kind of... Are we falling back to the Chapmans or not? It kind of feels like we are, but they're pushing and they're burning. So they're kind of using up resources, trying to get themselves back alongside us. Maldonado, as we say that, Maldonado does get past Morstan, who is kind of under pressure from Ryan now. And is not... I don't think he's focused up at all. And there we go, that's the position gone. So Morstan, his kind of race pace is letting him down a little bit. But again, the Chapmans are they kind of push in, they're kind of burning, they're trying to... Oh, he's not focused again, Morstan. They're definitely using some resources now. Kind of making that decision to use those resources early, which makes me think that we can potentially get them back later. Morston's in the zone. Let's go. Because let's be honest, guys, and let me be honest for a second here. We've got no idea what a good result is after race 1. Of course, we know that finishing in the top 6, finishing in the podium, finishing at the right end of the grid is obviously a a good result. I need a drink. Oh my word. There we go. Okay, calm it down, calm it down. Woods is in the zone. Your turn, Woods. Let's go. So we obviously know that finishing at the right end of the grid is a good result, but we don't know what a good result is in terms of kind of comparing to the other teams. So Moretti has gone on to another set of mediums. Okay, that's interesting. I don't think I'm ready to call that pit stop just yet. But what I might... You know what? Paul Woods, we're going to let him push this next lap. So give it a push and then pit. Mediums or hards? I think hards because we kind of want to be out there if there is anything that potentially goes wrong. If there is some kind of change. Okay, now it's going to be Morston's turn. And again, it's going to be the same strategy. We're going to go out onto the hard tire. And then we're going to try and race the long race. And then if there's a yellow flag, if there's something, we can potentially benefit from it because we'll be out there longer. And it looks like Maldonado kind of said the same idea. And the entire middle of the pack has said, yeah, you know what? Let's get on those hard tires. So again, look, we might lose these positions to these cars. But we are basically booking in from now to the end. It's a two-stopper. You know, it's a one-stopper from now to the end, sorry. But it's a two-stopper overall. And we're going, okay, that's the tactic. When or if there is a yellow flag from now to the end, whenever that yellow flag happens, we can pit, make that change. It can be late in the stint and go on to the mediums, potentially even the softs. It can be early, go on to another set of hard tires, and get to the end. We should be able to gain if there is any form of yellow flag stoppage from now to the end. Okay, Morston's in the zone. Let's go. And we're not quite there in terms of push all the way to the end. But Morston is in the zone. Just got to try and catch up a little bit to Paul Woods, who obviously had such a good start that he just went all the way into second place. And is obviously a little bit further back now. But if 5 and 6 is where we're at, 5 and 6 is where we're at. And I'm not going to be mad about it. You know, I'm going to say, okay, fine, that's where we're at. That's where we're working from. And we push on. And we try and get some race wins. But we focus on picking up as many points as possible. That has got to be the priority. Woods is in the zone again. And again, wow. Wow, and when he is pushing, he does make up significant numbers. He really does. He cut that gap by about 2 seconds in one lap. And he's in the zone again, my goodness. Paul Woods is focused up, is driving really well. Okay, calm it down. So I imagine Joel Ryan is going to have to stop pretty soon. Because those soft tyres are about to explode. Woods is in the zone again. My word. Oh, and it's Morstan. Okay, good, good. 1.9, 2.4. Okay. How is Ryan still putting in any form of lap time? Like, those tyres must be gone. Okay, they've gone mediums. Are they saying 3-stopper? I feel like they might be. There it is. There it is. Okay. Mediums don't go to the end, but hard tyres do. And we have now gained, more or less, whatever the difference is between a racing speed pit stop and a yellow flag pit stop, we have gained a lot just from that yellow flag. Absolutely brilliant. We know for a fact we're going to the end. We know for a fact there's going to be fuel to burn as well. And those guys on the mediums, I don't know if they're going to make it. That's all I'm going to say. I don't know if they're going to make it. I don't know. A puncture under yellow flags is quite unlucky. Okay, so green, and can we burn just yet? Not just yet. Not yet. Okay, I'm going to have to check that in lap 43. When I see that that has ticked over to lap 43, that's where we can check that. Okay, there it is. Now we can check. 0.4. Okay, 0.1. So you're all good, but Woods isn't just yet. So lap 45 is our next check. Okay, Maldonado goes on the softs. Again, that it is a 3-stop. Like, does everyone think a 3-stop is the answer? Is that something I'm missing? Like, it's making me question myself. I'm in a little bit of bewilderment here, because if I am making that decision, you know, a 2-stop is the answer or whatever. But maybe it's not. Maybe I'm jumping the gun thinking that we can make it to the end easily. Well, we can. Like, we certainly can. Morstan's in the zone. Lovely. Go, go, go. Woods is in the zone. Go. Go. Do it. Morstan's in the zone again. Okay, you can have another lap. Go be speedy. Go be fast. Here we go. Good stuff. So we haven't been lapped, which I'm taking as a very big positive, especially considering I still think those guys are going to have to pit again. I don't know. I don't really know if we're going to be able to pick up the positions, but like, I think there's a chance. Because we're now burning to the end. The car's going to get, well, theoretically, the car gets lighter as well. We should be able to go fast. Our tyre is never really going to be in trouble. I just don't know. I just don't know. Maybe the gap to those cars up ahead is just a little bit too much. Morstan's in the zone. Here we go. Slow pit stops left and right. There's loads of them. So, like, a really interesting thing is that Morstan was I think 125 back. Like, he was further back. But he has now closed that gap quite significantly, 117. Woods is now running in a very good third. And should be able to... I don't know if it can keep that position, but because we're burning now... should be able to do relatively well. It's up into second now. I mean, Ryan is going very fast, so I wouldn't be surprised if Ryan got the move done at some point. But that's only if they can burn the entire end of this race as well. We've got 9 laps to try and hold out here. And Woods is in the zone, so go for it. Try and keep this position. Let's go. Like I say, there is still a chance we finish in 5th. But, I don't know. We're racing now. We're just full on racing. Ryan is very close to getting that move done. And also, Moretti, is the pit stop coming? And if the Chapman start fighting, if Maldonado starts trying to get Ryan... Oh, there it is. There it is, because Paul Woods wasn't focused up on that lap. He's lost the position. He's in 3rd now. Is Moretti going to stop? Is Joel Ryan going to get the win? Moretti's not going to stop? He's losing about 4 seconds per lap here. Morstan's in the zone. Woods is not in the zone, but I'm going to tell him to be quick anyway. Because he is trying to get past Joel Ryan here. Okay, you calm down, Morstan, because that 6th place is more or less guaranteed. We'll calm down Paul Woods as well here. Because we're not on the last lap, but we're almost there. Moretti, Morstan's in the zone, but again, there's no need. You're not really going to make that position up. Okay, Paul Woods, let's go. He's in the zone. Is there 2nd place on the... Oh, go on. Go and get him. Paul Woods, can you get the move done? Oh, not quite. He's been blocked off. Last corners. Not quite. Oh, very close. Very close. Indeed. Okay. So, Levi Mack was the fastest car out there, but you can clearly see a top 6 here. A top 6 of 132, 131, 131, 132, 131, 133. And that is actually slower than some of these guys here who just are quick over 1 lap but can't do it over the course of the race. Now, we're going to be in 3rd place in the team standings. But we do get a podium. Paul Woods, well done. That is a very solid start. Very solid start. And we are 23 points. They're on 38-28. It feels like relatively obvious that this is a 3-horse race from the very beginning. We can golden tune our chassis at some point. Okay, so we know that the Ezzolini has got an average performance of 2,500. We could potentially spy. Not now, but we could potentially spy. I'm going to spend my money and I'm going to make an upgrade. And I think what's the next track? Oh, it's another... Oh, I mean, it could be steering. But that is a large chunk of track that is reliant on power. So I'm going to go with another chassis. And I'm going to roll the dice once again. So, odds is Paul Woods. Evens is Tim Morstan. It's a 2. It's Tim Morstan again. It's Tim Morstan again. So Paul Woods will get the next best, but it does mean that Tim Morstan once again has the slightly better car. But then Paul Woods is obviously out driving his teammate, which is super interesting. So let's not hang about. In fact, we are already at 30 minutes for the episode. So I'm going to kind of whiz through this quali at more than 4 times speed. Just so we can get to that next race. Just so so the episode doesn't push beyond that hour. We're going to go 4 times speed on this quali. I'm going to pick the kind of tuning attributes as quickly as I can, but also without, hopefully, without making mistakes. So, solid start for the most part. Once again, 5 and 6. Okay. Focusing on the 26, not the... It's okay, it's okay. $25 again. Dang it, we just can't seem to get towards that kind of 30 average that we usually seem to get to. But let's see, because obviously last time, Paul Woods got a bit unlucky with his traffic and ended up qualifying down in 8th. Now, of course, he had a really flying start, absolutely blew past like 6 other cars, including his teammate, and ended up on the podium. So your quali isn't everything, but obviously it does help. Okay, off they go again. So we did manage to get like 3rd and 5th, but now we're back to 5 and 6. So in terms of quali, that may be where we get used to sitting a little bit. Haven't managed to improve on those lap times now. But ideally, we do not want to be falling any further than that. Oh, that's perfect. Very good. Very lucky as well. Nice. Nice. Okay, that's a great start as well. So just trying to get the... Oh, look, it's actually the engine now for the other one. But we do have a sponsor task of golden tune the chassis. So we'll do that for both cars and just kind of keep it equal. The engine is equal, so that's fine. And then we'll maybe move on to the engine at the end. Okay, 29 on that one, not so bad. Still at 5 and 6. Are we going to be able to break that a little bit? Kind of challenge the Ezzolinis, challenge the Chapmans as the qualifying session goes on, as the qualifying season goes on as well, really. There we go, Morstan. When he gets in the zone, he can put in a quick lap time. But he's got to get in the zone, and that's kind of the problem, is that last time out, he wasn't in the zone very often at all. Alright, so we should be able to get that chassis done and dusted. That shouldn't really be an issue. But then I'm not sure we'll get the engine done as well. It would be very good. It would be very nice if we could, but it would also be very lucky. So have to kind of acknowledge that it would be quite lucky. Mawson is stuck behind Ryan. If anything, you should be able to get past him. And if you are stuck behind, like you say, stuck behind him, you're not really stuck behind him. He's quick. You should use that to your advantage. There we go. Okay. So chassis done on both cars is great. As many points as we can pump into that engine is next up. 3 and 6 at the moment. 4 and 6. And I'm going to assume after Joel Ryan puts in another lap, it might just drop down again. 4 and 7. Bregman. 5 and 7. Joel Ryan knocks us off of that top spot. Oh my goodness. Woods is back in 8th again. And there you go. Once again, you can kind of see the Ezzolini's performance is a little bit stronger than our car. So we may be looking at a little bit of sneaky sleuthing activity, but I'm not sure. And we definitely don't need to do that like straight away. You know, that doesn't need to be happening episode 1. I feel like in previous seasons, I've kind of wasted those in poor decision making. I'm going to hold fire. We're going to make those decisions together. There it is. 5 and 6. Oh, LaRousse. Get out of town. Gabriel LaRousse. So our qualifying is a little bit lower down. Oh, looks like there's a bit of rain. Not a lot, just a bit. We'll go medium tire. And we'll do the exact same thing we did last time. We'll try and really take advantage of the potential of a yellow flag. 4 lights, 5 red lights, and away we go. And once again, Paul Woods is showing us up, showing how it is done on the start. He is up into 2nd position already. I mean, he is just, I don't know, what kind of nickname does he deserve for that kind of like start? I mean, like maybe like the Greyhound, because they kind of like off the blocks, off they go. Like, you know, the little flap comes up and they're like boom, off they go. Quick, fast animals. The cheetah. Then again, I feel like the cheetah is like maybe like, you know, greyhounds. Oh, early yellow flag once again. In the like super early stages of the race, a car is DNF'd and the yellow flag comes out, and yeah, that's super interesting. What was I going to say? Greyhounds, like that's like a UK thing. I don't know if it's specifically a UK thing, but it's definitely a thing in the UK. Of like, whether or not it's still a thing, I don't really know. But here's a quick jump in the gun. He's the start. What about like the starting piston or something like that? Paul Woods, the starter. I don't know. The appetizer. Something silly like that could work. We need nicknames for our drivers. You know, like some other drivers, like, we did give some nicknames out, didn't we? Like LaRousse. LaRousse is like the Boost. Gabriel the Boost. And then Anders Nilsson was like Thor, the God of Thunder. And then Edward King is obviously the King. So we did kind of come up with names for our drivers, which I really, really like. Okay, so because we essentially got another start there, I'm going to let the drivers go push for another lap and kind of see how we can go here. Okay, now's the time to calm it down. There we go. So the Ezzolinis are out in front. Maldonado is probably, once again, we're going to get overtaken and we're going to be running 5 and 6. But I'm okay with that because strategically, I reckon that's where we shine. You know, we can get some positions back. We can get some points back strategically. So we're all on the same tires, you know, the hard or mediums. Only a couple of... Oh, Hostler. Yes, you know what? I actually don't think it's a bad idea to pit early this time. Get onto those hard tires. And kind of preempt what we did last time in the same way, except this time we're pitting early under yellow flags. And look at that. Joel Ryan has had the exact same idea. Which makes me think... You know, it makes me think, oh, I'm doing something right because the AI is kind of doing it as well. But also, if we're making the right call, Joel Ryan is going to gain in front of us as well because he's currently in front of us. So, it's going to be a weird one. We shall have to see. Okay, Paul Woods in the zone. Give it a go. And those yellow flags at the start of the race mean that we're going to have the ability to properly burn fuel quite significantly earlier than we would have otherwise. And where are we going to come out? We're going to come out in front of the Etzolinis. Yes, we are. That is a significant undercut completed under those yellow flags. The Etzolinis are going to get them back. That's kind of to be expected. We've gone hard tire. They've gone hard tire. Well, except for Maldonado for some reason, who's like, you know what? I'm going to go on the soft tire. Yep, if it works. And Paul Woods is running in second. But like I say, the Etzolinis might overtake us. We might kind of drift back just in terms of like the quickness, the speed of our car. It's not quite at the same level as theirs. We know the Etzolinis are fast. But when it comes to strategy... That's where we might be able to gain. And also, are burning. Oh, there's another yellow flag. Okay, I don't think it's worth pitting this time. But if we get another yellow flag slightly later in the race, then we might start to think about it. I'm also tentatively aware... that there might be some rain about to kind of affect things later on in this race as well. So got to keep an eye on that. Negative 1.1 on the fuel burn at the moment. Maldonado, of course, is going to have to stop again. So I'm thinking maybe 4 and 5 is actually where we're going to sit. Because Maldonado will have to pit again, and when he does, I'm going to assume he goes onto the hard tire and says, okay, I'm going to get to the end. But I also need to see what this... Oh, okay, that's fine. If there's another yellow flag, we pit. No doubt about it, we pit. Straight away. So if I just want to test it out now. Mediums don't go to the end until around about lap 23, 24. Let's see what happens. Also, it's very much worth noting that we are significantly closer to the leader this time than we were last time. We were way, way, way further back last time. Which means that even though we got those pit stops, those extra pit stops that the other teams made, and we gained a bucket load of time, we were never really going to get the win because of how far back we were. But this time, we are much closer, and therefore the chance of getting that win a little bit better, a little bit more likely. We're only 25 seconds back, not far at all. Can we burn? Not just yet. We're going to give it half a lap or maybe a full lap. When Woods crosses that line, that's probably an opportunity. That's when we can go for it. So, 0.1, and he's in the zone. Love that. And 0.1. Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant. Is there going to be a yellow flag, or are we going to have to pit under non-yellow flag conditions? Racing conditions. Joel Ryan has gone in. So we're running in third. Okay, I'm going to have to call it, and Woods is going to have to go. Soft tyres it is. Because I don't want our tyre to just completely kind of die on us, if you know what I mean. That's not going to help things either. We'll be so slow out on the track that it would just not be useful. So let's make those stops. I think we've got 4 and 5 guaranteed. I think maybe, just maybe, depending on... Okay, Maldonado has got in front, but we are now the quicker car, so we should be able to get back past him relatively easily. Levi Mack has not pitted. Again, running those tyres into the ground. No, Morstan! Why? Why has that happened? No! I was waiting on a yellow flag. We were the yellow flag. That is very unlucky. Okay, now all we've got left is for Paul Woods to get that overtake done. He has just managed to get that overtake done. The Ezzolinis up ahead have pitted, so it looks like this is going to be where we finish, 4th place. So let's make sure of that with Paul Woods. Times 4 speed. Do not be giving up any positions to Maldonado. Only 3 laps to go. And that's a significant amount of points that Tim Morstan has kind of left out there. A bit of a waste, a bit of a waste. Oh, Woods is in the zone. Love that. He is 3 seconds down the road. Make that 4. Make that 4.3. On the last lap we go. My tyres are giving out. Dude, just get to the end of the race. Goodness gracious. It's done. Finish it off. Finish it up. Pack it up. Pack it in. And get this race done. There we go. So, Paul Woods, a very, very good race from him once again. A really good start. A lightning quick start. Again, very fast. Fastest lap was genuinely... He's been the 2nd fastest lap for multiple races now. 2 races, but that is a bit of a letdown from Tim Morstan, who drops into 7th in the standings. And we are in 3rd. So we're going to have to make some significant upgrades. We have to, if we're going to compete. We've got to be catching up. So in the comments, please leave some comments if you think there are strategies for us to try and get that gap cut to the cars in front. You know, if that is spying, if it is something like that, what is it? It's like sabotage or copying blueprints or whatever. If you think that's an option, we can go for it. And of course, we're going to be building parts every single race, between every race. So yeah, all in all, a bit of, well, you know what? It's an okay start to the season, but we are already kind of aware we need a little bit extra. We need something else to kind of boost us, get us to the point where we can compete at the front and we don't have to rely on strategic kind of innovations. So thank you for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this first episode of Season 3. Golden Lap is back on the channel for another season. Thank you for watching. Until next time.